Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited that you are here. I'm so excited to do this video. I was really debating if I wanted to do this video, but something really struck me recently and I got really inspired. I felt like I was called to speak about this by myself, by whatever downloads, okay, whatever we want to call it. But I'm going to start this video with first saying that, hi. I'm Jess. I work as I don't even know what my title is. I call myself a business coach, but the work that I do is a lot deeper. I do the inner work, I do the healing, I do the trauma work, I do the nervous system regulation work. You might know me from my video on nervous system regulation. And I really want to speak about why I believe that there is a lot of bull crap in the coaching industry and why I think there is a lot of lies when it comes to success and when it comes to how to make money. And this doesn't come from a wounded place. And I'm going to explain what I mean in a second. I'm not recording this video because I am mad. I'm not recording this video to attack someone. And you might not agree with me, and that is fine. And you might actually have a different opinion. You actually might think that whatever I'm going to tell you about right now has helped you in your business, has helped you become a successful entrepreneur, which is great. But I'm going to talk about myself and I'm going to talk about so many people who have felt exactly like I was feeling, the people that I spoke to, the people that I connected with. Why I think there is a lot of toxicity in the coaching industry is because a lot of the messaging that is put out there is all about stepping into your power, having a stronger mindset, and just showing up more. Think of the Gary V's of the industry. And there is a lot of just hustle harder, just do more, just put out more, and eventually things are going to click. And I do agree with showing up consistently. I do agree with taking messy action. I do agree with being okay with being in the void for a very long time until you see success. I agree with all of these things. But what I don't agree with is this mindset shift that a lot of times I have heard personally, and I've seen other people fall into, of like, just step into your power and money is going to follow. Just be bolder, just be more authentic, just go out there more and do more and be more consistent, and the success is going to follow, the money is going to follow. And for those people who are probably teaching this way of coaching, it has worked for them, for sure. It has worked, otherwise they wouldn't be teaching that. But one thing that we are forgetting is that we are human beings. We are the product, the result of our past experiences, the good and the not so good ones. And throughout our life, we've also had experiences that traumatized us. And when I speak about trauma, I am not only talking about those very, very heavy experiences that you have, but also small incidents can be traumatic for you as an individual, because in that moment, your body didn't know how to process it didn't feel safe in that situation. And that's how something becomes a traumatic event, okay? And so what we have to realize is that a lot of us, we look at the world through a filter of our experiences. We look at the world through the way that we are, the way that we think about ourselves, we think about other people, when there is this type of messaging about just step into your power, but you still have unhealed wounds or unprocessed trauma that you have experienced and you've never been able to work through these things, that type of messaging can become even more toxic and even more harmful. And I'm speaking about this from my lens as well, because I was in that coaching space where I was told to just do more. I didn't need more motivation. I was already determined. I was already self-motivated. I didn't need anyone to tell me in the morning to get up and do my work. What I actually needed was to look deeper as to why I was still not getting the results that I wanted or that I showed up for. A lot of times the messaging is very focused on motivation and on just keep going and just keep doing it. But those experiences that you then get from not seeing the results that you want can re-emphasize your wounds of not feeling enough or not being seen, right? If as a child, and this is a wound I talked about on here before, I always felt like the second choice. Not with my parents, but with my other family, okay, grandparents and things like that. As I always felt like the second choice, or the second most important kid in the family, it doesn't matter. This was a wound that would still show up in my business. Because I had this wound, I would always believe I was second best. I would literally, it would even show up in my school and my grades and all of that kind of stuff, which is just crazy. But it would always show up. And I'm always the second best. I'm always the second best. And this is not about who's better and who's best, but because I had that belief that I'm the second choice or I'm the second best, it would show up in my results. And whenever I would put myself out there and energetically, on a mindset level, I would always believe that it would always be my subconscious mind. Stepping into my power was not enough because I didn't know how to step into my power. I didn't know how to be authentic. Because of all of these filters and these stories that I was carrying with myself, I tried to be more, I tried to be bolder, but I didn't know who I was because it was like a world that I didn't see for what it is. And so when someone was telling me just be more authentic, just share your story, I didn't know who that was because I tried to relive those stories that I started telling myself when I was a child. Do you see the connection of that? The reason why I really, really want to emphasize this is because I know how it feels like to hire another mindset coach or to read another mindset book. And there's so much out there, and ultimately everyone is saying the same thing. I feel like every single person at least has one self-development book, mindset book, healing book, whatever. Why are so many people still struggling despite all of these books out there? Because there is deeper layers to who we are, right? And it's really about recognizing that most people who already want to be entrepreneurs, they don't need motivation. They don't need to step into your power. They need to peel off those layers of why they see the world as they are. And they need to recognize and finally find back to themselves and to their own power and to their authentic selves instead. A lot of the things that we experience, the thoughts that we have, the things that we say, goes through the filter of our inner child. Because our inner child is truly what has formed us into the human being that we are today. And we all still carry our inner child with us. It's part of us. Right? It's just who we are, and it's part of us. It's always going to be part of us. Most of us, we are not aware that they're with us. But when we can listen, when we can hear, hold on, that's actually my inner child speaking right now. It's not my adult self. 50% of the healing is already done. Because when you become more aware of why you see the world the way that you see it, or why you behave the way that you behave, or why you think the way that you think, you're already doing a lot of self-reflection. Now, the most important thing though here is don't get too lost in finding reasons why you are not where you want to be. And that's where I want to speak about duality. Because yes, stepping into your power, absolutely, we need to do that. If you don't, you can't be a successful entrepreneur, in my opinion, because you have to believe in yourself. But the reason you might not believe in yourself is because of all of these layers put onto you. So there is a balance between both. If you're constantly just looking for reasons why you are the way you are or why you're not seeing the results that you want to see, you're way too stuck in one side of doing life and business and healing. And if you're only on the other spectrum of only stepping into your power, you're forgetting that there is so much more to who you are. It's very important to find a balance. It's very important to look at both. It's very important to, when we're doing the healing work, also learning how to transmute it into the powerful part that we want to transmute it into, right? We don't want to get stuck there. We want to be able to look at, okay, this is holding me back. Let me break it down. Let me heal it and let me transform it into something that I can now utilize this very moment in my business. And when you're able to do that, you have both. You have the healing and you have the stepping into your power. The other thing, and I'm going to keep it short, is a lot of people also speak about embodiment. Right? Me including. And embodiment is absolutely important. Whatever you teach, you need to embody. But also here, the reason why so many people struggle to shift their identity, struggle to embody this new version of themselves is because of those deeper layers that they might not be seeing. So you can tell a person as much as you want, hey, you need to embody the person that you want to be. You need to step into this version of yourself as much as you can. Embody the work that you're teaching. But if there is an inner resistance, this is your cue that there's something else going on a subconscious level that you need to look at. That's all that I want to say. Truly, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Also, if you don't agree, that's absolutely fine. I've been in this space for a very long time at this point that I'm able to see through it a lot clearer. And that's why when I talked about my intro, about what I do, I have decided to work with entrepreneurs and help them step into their power, but by looking at what's going on a deeper level, right? Because becoming your authentic self is not just about all of a sudden dressing in a certain way and, screaming at the top of your lungs if this is who you are. But it's looking at those deeper layers, shedding those layers of healing what is going on within yourself, regulating your nervous system, healing your inner child. And when you do, you're able to truly transmute that. And that's when you step into your power. So if you're interested in working with me, my program Embodied Business is now open to enroll into. We're starting very soon. It's a wonderful program. I'm so excited. We have incredible women within the program already. It's the space to grow, to connect, to expand, to heal. And I would absolutely love to see you there. With that being said, I also want to thank you for being here, watching the video. I really, really appreciate you. And yeah, thank you so much. Sending you so much love. And until the next time, bye-bye.